Guys, we're in Italy. We are transiting. We're gonna take the next flight to Stockholm. But it's crazy, man. We have to sleep on the floor because it's too late. The entrance there is closed, so people have just resorted to sleeping on the floor. And I guess that's also us. So let's go and look for a space. The next flight we have is actually early in the morning. Tricky situation here. They open that place maybe, I don't know what time. And it's about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock now. So we're just gonna have to find also a space on the floor and just lay down. See, it's closed everywhere. I don't know why they don't just open for people to go in. But we're gonna make ourselves comfortable on the floor. Let's see how it goes.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it, see how.
So guys, what's up? Top of the morning. Excuse my world here. I just was chilling here and just thinking to address something that is actually very disturbing. I'm right here in Bergamo in the airport. They've closed the doors there, so it's not possible to enter. Everybody's just sitting here and waiting to that they enter. When the first flight is about to go, then about an hour or two before they will open it up. But for now we're just chilling here on the floor. This is not what I'm actually wanting to talk about. More so is about like how African travel is difficult, because like now I came from Morocco and you know those guys took so long to let me go through. It took me well over half an hour, almost like 45 minutes or something, because I had my passport, they had to check it, they had to check my reservation, ask me where I was staying, all these questions. I actually was in a hurry to leave, so I left Jackie in security because I knew that these things take a lot of time. So I rushed and I was there like way ahead of her, and so the guy takes, as soon as I got to the gate, he just takes my passport. He doesn't say a word. He looks at it, looks at his computer, types some 2-3 stuff, writes some things down there. Then he takes my passport and he leaves with it, and he goes like somewhere to a different room, and he's not saying anything to me, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is happening here? Then he comes back, writes some more things in the computer, then he asks me a question: where have you been staying? Now right now I have like water in my stomach because I'm pretty nervous, because I don't know what is happening here, no communication, no nothing. Then he says again, where have you been staying? In Agadir. So luckily enough, he thought I was just in Agadir, because I was trying to think, oh my gosh, which hotels were we in? We've been so many towns. We've been in Marrakesh, Merzouga, Fez, all these places. So luckily it's the last hotel we were at, and I tell him in Zafir. Then he writes there that stuff. Then again he continues doing some stuff. Then he hands me my passport and my residence card, and he sends me to a different room. He tells me, going to that room. It's like a smaller office there, written number 1. And on the top there is written police. So now I'm there and I'm freaking out. I'm wondering, okay, what's happening, So I get to that office, and here's a pro tip: if you're ever in such a situation, just be very friendly, smile, be positive. So I went to that room and I was smiling at the officer, and I greeted him. I was like, hey sir, how are you? Yeah, I've been told to come here, give you my passport. And then he's there. At least, I gave him a positive impact, even though I was like a bit worried and also wondering what the hell is going on. So he sits there, he starts talking to me. He asks me, where are you from? Kenya. And then, he asked me, how long have you been in Morocco? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe 9-10 days, I'm not sure about it. Then another officer comes into the room, and then they start speaking in Arabic or French, I don't know, because I don't even understand what they were talking about. Then they start looking at my passport, looking at the computer, writing stuff, things. He takes my residence card, puts it in the machine, and then they stamp my passport. And at that point, at least I relaxed, and I'm like, at least this means probably I'm all in the clear. So yeah, finally they just he gives me my passport back, and then I leave. Actually left and I forgot my residence card there. So I went to another control, then I didn't see it, then I had to go back to them, and then they gave me back my residence card. Kish my wall, finally made it through customs, immigration, passport control. And man, it really is difficult being an African traveler, a black traveler. Even in Africa, it's really hard. I've been there for almost 30 minutes, you know, just getting passports checked, and I have everything in check. But it took so long, questions, you know, it's a bit annoying. So, but that's how it is being a black traveler. Even an African in Africa, they have to go through all these things. I was held in a room, asked questions, but now I'm out, finally. You know, it's a bit ridiculous. And this European here went direct, you know, like they just check her passport and they're like, okay, thank you, bye bye, see you again. Me, I was taken from one room, they checked my documents, took me to the other room, you know, asked me how long I've stayed here, which hotels I've stayed. Like just a bunch of silly questions, and everything is on the internet. But at least I made it. And actually that guy, when I left, he had my residence card. He forgot it. So I went and I had to be kicked back again the other side, and then the guy had forgotten it in the scanner or something. Yeah, I don't know why he was scanning my residence card. But anyways, I made it. Bags are ready. And now, yeah, we're about to board. So it's always good if you're a black traveler, an African traveler, always come to the airport early, because the process takes very, 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 very long time. Kish my world. Now let's go and board the flight. But the main point is, man, in Africa, why are we so, you know, so hard on our fellow African travelers, on our fellow brothers and sisters? At this point, I have to mention that by the time Jackie got through security, she already came in, and like basically she just went, gave her passport, you know, got her photo taken and got her exit stamp, and boom, everything was done. Me, I went through all this process, and I'm an African. African's an African. And funny enough, coming back here to this airport here in Italy, where I am right now, the immigration, and it's coming in, not even going out. The immigration was so smooth. Like the guy just came, I gave him my passport and was like, hey, do you live in Italy? And I was like, no, I don't live in Italy, I live in Sweden. I gave him my cards and he was like, have a nice day. That's it. No questions asked, you know. But Africa, like, why are we giving the other nationality, other people, Europeans, Americans, such a priority when they're coming in and leaving? But for us, by ourselves, is just problems, chaos. I don't understand. So anyway, interesting insights. So I thought I should share that with you, and I hope one day the African Union will be a real thing. We'll remove all the borders. Like now I'm in Italy, I'm gonna go into Sweden. Nobody will ask you any questions so long as you come in the first border. But in Africa, like for example, for me to go there as an African, I had to pay about 700 dirham, which is an equivalent of like 70 euro, you know, or $70. But for Jackie to go in there, she didn't pay anything, because she's European, you know, she's Italian. Like really, even we can't allow our own people to come into our countries in our own continent, but other people, we warmly embrace them. And even we who have paid for the visas, we're still the ones who are getting harassed and questioned and all these things, and the others just go scot-free. Like, something's gotta give. Yeah, so big respect to all African YouTubers out there who are walking and touring the world, and you know, everywhere. African, like, you know, my fellow vloggers, we go through the same struggle. My friend, I am Marwa, I know you go through the same struggle. Immigration is always harassing us. With Maya, you've talked about it also in your videos. You know, everyone who's doing it, yeah, like really, you guys should really appreciate how much we go out there to hunt for content, despite the fact that we are really struggling with visas and entries and all these things. Even when we have everything right, we still get problems. All right, that's been my little rant. Now we're gonna have our little makeshift food here, mseme from Morocco, and some grapes and whatever, as we wait for them to let us go in. Kish my world. All right, see you later.